Hey, we are live. How is everyone doing out there? We're going to get right into this, baby. AC 1972. Thank you for being a member at My Favorite Groomer. I just decided to pull something up here. Okay, hold on a second. All right, here we go. We are going to get right into this because I know it's late on it's 9:37 p.m. here Central Time in Texas, and some of y'all are busy with family doing your thing for Labor Day weekend. And PJ Prayer Time is meant to come together and just pray for each other and share some fellowship. So let's just do this. Okay, let me get our screen going here. Okay, let's do this. AC 1972. Oh, that's perfect timing for sure. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Thank you for being here with Dede Croy on my PJ Prayer Time session. And I could open this up, and I'm going to bring over this tab over to where you can see it over here. And what is Labor Day? What is Labor Day weekend? Yeah, you can Google it and pull it up. I'm going to just have it on the screen here next to me because it is Labor Day weekend right now. But we're also in September 6, 2020. And on top of Labor Day weekend, we are also having, I should pull this up. Our schools are going back into session, colleges are going back into session, and we have COVID-19 still up and roaring. What a year it's been, 2020. I want to see if I can show anything fast. COVID-19 numbers today. Okay, I've got my book out. Those of you guys who have gotten How God Grows a Woman of Wisdom, we're going to read out of that tonight like we usually do. Wish there was just a fast place to go to look up the COVID numbers, but they're up there. We're still having more cases than we were in March, and it's September, so I really need y'all to just be aware. I took a bike ride tonight, and I have to say, David and I took a bike ride tonight, and I have to say, we passed by many houses, and I was like, should I be breathing the air behind their yard? Because they're partying right now, like a lot of people partying. And it's just not what I've chosen to do. I've chosen to isolate and minimize my business. And, you know, everyone doesn't need to do that. Everyone can't do that. I think it just takes some discipline. Hello, Pookie Puppy. What's up? Aloha. And Valentina. Hello from New York City. Cool. Welcome. We are here just going to chit chat. We're going to read out of this book. I'm going to cover some history about Labor Day. And we're just chatting about how COVID-19 today, Labor Day weekend, is still up there. And in my opinion, you know, what's y'all's opinion? AC 1972, Pookie Puppy, Valentina, you're here with me right now. Are y'all, I mean, we're not partying, right? We're here on a Sunday night, which is actually a double Saturday night because tomorrow's an off day, more than likely. It's a party night. And what do y'all feel like? Are your case numbers for COVID kind of up there still, and you're kind of leery, and you're not partying, you're still isolating, you're doing the best you can? Give me your vision as I get ready to read in our book here. Okay, I'm going to go to this page. I'm reading How God Grows a Woman of Wisdom. It's probably less than $10 on Amazon. The Amazon affiliate link is in the description of the video. Just click the title of the video, I believe, in gray underneath the video screen on your cell phone, and you'll be able to see the description of the video, and you can pick up the book if you want to follow along. Otherwise, I am reading it to you along with some other PJ Prayer Times on My Favorite Groomer on YouTube. You can go PJ Prayer Time, My Favorite Groomer, and they'll pop up and you can kind of catch up, or you can just start from here. So we're on page 86, and this one's called Not Lost for Words. Many people feel awkward. That's what it says, right? Awkward about talking to others about, this Jesus thing. For some, it's just an overall problem with introversion. For others, it's a problem of knowing what to say. What if we mess up? What if we get the details wrong? What if they ask a question we don't know how to answer? That's so true. I'll be like, I don't really know that. We don't usually have this anxiety about other types of church outreach projects. We can pass out water bottles, balloons, or snack bags with never a nervous twitch. And most of us don't have this problem with other conversations. While at the park, we can talk to strangers about dogs. That happens a lot, right? Or we can talk about last night's episode of American Pop Talent Dancer Idol. I guess this is a really old book. With anyone who will listen. But the Jesus thing, well, that's the problem. Jesus tries to calm fears about this when he's talking with his disciples. Whenever they have to defend themselves and their beliefs, they don't have to worry about their words. The Holy Spirit will come to the rescue. Really? And if you think about it, if we are not so worried about how God will provide and care for our neighbors and ourselves in other ways, why should we worry about how he will provide for us in this way? Surely the God who spoke the world into existence with his words can help us figure out how to talk about his son, right? God, help us trust you more. The Holy Spirit will teach you at that time what you should say. It's pretty interesting if you ask me. And I better write down the date on that so that we know we read this. So 9/6/20. The Holy Spirit will teach you at that time what you should say. So if we say that, then man, there must not have been a Holy Spirit in some of those folks or some of us, or some of me, when in some certain situations, I do not say the most nicest thing that sounds glorious. So what's the problem with that? Because we all seem to have a snake tongue here and there. If you have a perfect tongue, say I have a perfect tongue, but we all could use some practice. So the Holy Spirit might not always be lingering, and we might not be listening to Holy Spirit, which one of those things is just shut your mouth and think about what you say before you say it, which I've been trying to learn that my entire life. AC 1972 says, email from corporate where I work. We will be working remote through end of year. Honestly, I'm enjoying it. I feel more balanced. I have to agree with you 90%. I feel like it's definitely been a different transition, and it's interesting, and we'll see how it all plays out. But definitely my world has been shaken and changed due to COVID-19, and working from home for me has made me really appreciate and know I really like being alone. And now I'm just even more alone, right? And so sometimes you're going to have those ups and downs where you're like, I thought I liked being alone. Why am I having a rough day today? So we just have to kind of be strong and work it out. Talk to yourself, pray about it, sleep a little bit more that day, or exercise that day if you can get your mind in the right mental state to just get up and do it. But for me, I agree. Working from home, my dogs are really loving it. It's just the type of work I do involves other people. It involves their animals. So that's been an interesting factor in how I've had to change my life a little bit. And you'll see that more unfold on My Favorite Groomer soon. AC 1972 says, it takes a lot of self-discipline working from home. Not for everyone. I agree. I'm isolating, but been using this time to get more grounded as well. I don't think you guys would mind if I did this. Watch. If I brought this here, and then I would be like literally looking right. I wouldn't be looking to my right. I should do that more because you guys see the chat, and then we can all see the chat. Okay. So 1970, that's so true. Like, you have to prepare beforehand. You have to get ready. You have to mentally say, I have to get up tomorrow. Like I have to get up. I have to work tomorrow because you are working from home, right? So what if you get up and you let's just say you have an apartment and you're like, you have an apartment that you're sharing with someone else. So your room is your life, right? You don't really go to the living room. You do, but you don't. You like live in your room, but you also work in your room. Man, what if you rolled out of bed and there's your computer, and you rolled over there and there's your workout treadmill or whatever. You rolled over there. You have your own master bathroom, right? Like, can you imagine if it was that tight? You would I would be literally working in bed. But it is not for everyone. You have got to have that self-discipline. You have got to have that direction, motivation, and that reason to get up, right? What is your reason to get up? You can comment that below. Pookie Puppy says, isolation with my pups, preparing their dinner. Is that what you're doing now? Is that tonight's, what is it in Hawaii right now? I don't have time to look, but you could tell me. It's, if it's Sunday night here, then it's one day ahead there. You guys see the sunrise before that, so it's already a day later in the evening. Does that sound accurate? Is it already September? No, you're just right behind me, I think. September 6th at 6 p.m. maybe? What's up, me and you gaming? We're taking it, Valentina says, we're taking it slow, minimum socializing. Our numbers in New York City are below 1%. I am able to work remotely and grateful for it. Amen to that. But New York City was not there for a while, right? So that's been kind of crazy to watch. And now I honestly feel like, man, if I was going to vacation, New York City would probably be the place to go. They got their stuff together, you know? I haven't wanted to tread far from home, let alone go on vacation, even though my mind wishes I could. It's just a tough battle, and everyone else around me, not my people. I say like my family, like not my people are on vacation, but we see them, our neighbors, people are across the street, this and that. They're doing like 20 car load stuff, and you're like, what are they doing? And you just want to go, you know what? It ain't about me, and that's why we have to isolate for the rest of the year and probably half of next year. What if I said that that was going to be it? What if I said that I felt in March, I said, man, we're going to really have a really, really bad Christmas this year. That's all I kept saying to myself. This whole time I was like, oh my gosh, this Christmas is going to be real bad. So we will see how it unfolds. Me, you, and them. We'll see. Valentina says, I wear a mask all the time when I'm out. I do too. I wear one and a face shield too until I'm sweating and I'm like, gosh, this sucks, you know, but it is what it is. And I'm standing there and this lady behind me, I think it was yesterday, I was getting groceries, and I don't go out very often. I like to just try to minimize it's a pain in the butt to wipe everything, wipe this, wipe that, wipe your hand, this and that, touch that, touch that. I'm like, this is old. I'll just do shopping once a month or twice a month. This is really getting old. And at first I was using gloves for this, gloves for that, gloves for that. I was going through a box a week. I was like, they don't even have a box a week for me to buy. So you go, okay, well, then we go out less. We get more of what we need when we're out, and you just go out way less. So I wear a mask and the face shield, and this lady behind me sneezes, and I don't look because I don't even want to even coming near me, like near me. And I'm just like, oh gosh, what if she didn't even have a mask on? I just minded my own business. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know? AC 1972 says, my reason is to be productive and feel accomplished. Absolutely. I like that. Pookie Puppy, yep, around 4:30 on Sunday. Okay, that was a good guess. It has been a roller coaster up there. Okay, on to the next page, 87. And again, you can read the description of the book, the video, if you want to get the book. It's a pretty inexpensive book on Amazon. Amazon affiliate is in the description of the video, and you would click on, you have to X out a live chat, and you actually click on prayer session, bunker down. You click on that, and then you'll see a description. Did you know that? Me and You Gaming says, love, LOL, laugh out loud. I remember those times when that rude person coughs or sneezes right in front of you. Now what? Now you have a reason to like literally scream like, what are you doing? What are you doing? The fabric on your mask isn't even cotton, you idiot. Now it's a whole nother, you're not even wearing a mask. That mask ain't gonna do nothing for you. I don't know if you guys, all of you guys are not new, but I don't know if you caught that a long time ago. I was talking about the 7-Eleven guy, how when I showed up with my mask like months ago, that mask ain't doing nothing for you. I was like, yes, it is. It's doing something for me. And you know, like he's tried to talk me out of wearing my mask. Just this 7-Eleven shopper. Like, what do you, mind your own business. Now look at us. It's mandatory to wear a mask to come into this facility. Oh, yeah, it is. Ooh, crap. Must be serious. Where you at now? Where's that guy now? I really want to yell at him. Okay, so this one's called Save an Hour Today. Jesus has a sense of humor. If you don't know this, go and read the Gospels some more. Sometimes the funniest bits of his speeches come from the comparisons he makes. In this rhetorical question from Matthew 6, you can hear a note of sarcasm in Jesus' voice. Because, of course, worrying does add up in hours. Hours of waste and anxiety, hours of stress and arguments, hours and hours and hours of headaches. But none of that is life. It's somewhere on the path to death. Really? This whole passage is humorous. If you think about it, what it might have sounded like on the first run, the image of birds working in the fields and putting up crops in the barns, or of King Solomon dressed like a flower. These would have had the crowd smiling for sure. And you can almost hear the rousing cheer go up at the end. Do not worry about tomorrow. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Verse 34. Preach it, Jesus. I have to read that part over because it kind of doesn't flow right to me. This whole passage is humorous, it says. If you think about what it might have sounded like on the first run, the image of birds working in the fields and putting up crops in the barns, or of King Solomon dressed like a flower. This doesn't make me laugh. I don't know if it makes you laugh. That's great if it does, but I'm not even giggling. These would have had, so Jesus, I don't know, you got to work on this, man. These would have had the crowd smiling for sure. And you can almost hear the rousing cheer go up at the end. Don't worry. Do not worry about, okay, so anyway, I'm going to just go back to the point. I want to repeat what he said earlier. In this rhetorical question from Matthew 6, you can hear a note of sarcasm, okay? Because, of course, worrying does add up in hours. Hours of waste and anxiety. Hours of stress and arguments. Hours and hours and hours of headaches. But none of that is life. It's somewhere on the path to death. Wow. So the next time you get to like worrying, you've got to say, look, Dede said out that book, worrying is a path to death, and I need to stop. What should you do? What should you do? What would you guys do? Tell me in the comments below. What would you guys do? What are some options to do other than worrying? Because there's nothing you can change. And remember, we talked about this a long time ago in other versions and maybe on My Favorite Groomer. I kind of like to repeat the different things that are really helpful in your path in life. And one of those things I repeat is like what I learned when I was in my teens, when I was in my late teens in the military. And somebody told me, Dede, what time is it there? And I was like, it's midnight and I couldn't pay a bill or something. And they were like, well, listen, I just remember this, like, and maybe even it might have been a letter that I read. No, it was a phone call. I remember that. And I think the person was like, what time is it? I'm like, it's like almost midnight, right? And they're like, well, honestly, Dede, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it at midnight. Like, there's no one to call. You can't pay the bill at midnight. The stores aren't even open. I mean, like, if you're worried about paying this bill, like, there's absolutely nothing you can do at midnight. So don't worry about it tonight. Don't lose sleep over it right now. But tomorrow, it'll be here. And so some of the things that I say in my comment section or in other channels or in life is that don't, like, if you have your pets dying, right, but not dead yet. If you have a problem, but it's late at night, or there's nothing you can do today. It's Sunday. Everything's closed. There's nothing you can do to fix this. You have to wait till Monday. So there's nothing you can do. And your pet hasn't died yet, right? Don't cry all day today with your pet on the bed about to die. Wait, I say, hold it all till after. You can spend some really great quality time right now with your pet who's still alive, who's suffering, like trying, because my other channel is grooming. So you can spend some serious quality time right now with the pet that you'll never see again, like when he or she passes away. Don't be crying right now. I promise you, you will have enough to go later. And when your pet passes, I promise you, you will have a lot of crying, let it go after. But right now, your pet wants to have the best hours left. Or The bill and all that tonight at midnight, honey, there's nothing you can do about it at midnight. You can pray. We can pray, God, please help me pay this bill. A miracle tomorrow. Help me do this. Help me figure out how to do this. And you might need that sleep. So you tell yourself, I'm going to flip my pillow over, because that's what I need to do sometimes. Sometimes you just need to physically flip the pillow over. I can't sleep. Let me physically flip the pillow over. And you flip the pillow over and you start to get some sleep. You need to sleep and rest and prepare yourself. Prepare your mind and your body for the fight you will have tomorrow. And you sometimes need to tell yourself, I'm going to have that fight tomorrow. It's too late to do it tonight. There's nothing I can do about it now. So let me get my rest, you know? So don't fret. Don't do this. Don't have a bunch of headaches. Don't do all that. It's just not worth it. I say that like it's easy to do, but I'm just reading right now, like to physically actively do all these things. It's tough. It's really tough. You have got to remind yourself. It's almost like exercise to the brain. You have got to remind, okay, listen. And sometimes, you know, it's easier to say, well, Dede said that. You blame it on someone else. Well, Dede said, man, quit worrying, right? Dede read out of that book, Quit Worrying. Well, she also said it. Well, either way, shut up. You know, you're talking to yourself in bed, right? You're like, shut up, go to sleep. Well, Dede said, someone else. Well, you know, you got to talk yourself into that. Well, your doctor said, stop eating all that sugar, Dede. You know, what do you want to do? You know, no, I want the sugar. No, you don't. No, I do, but I shouldn't have it. Yeah, I know you shouldn't have it. So, okay. Well, you want to trick yourself? Okay, yeah, get up, boil some tea. Okay, boil some tea. Boy, I boiled some tea last night. I poured it. It was too hot to drink. I fell asleep before I can even take a sip. I took a sip of it this morning. I was like, ooh, it was nasty. So I didn't eat any sugar last night. And I was like, I didn't even drink the tea. But I prepared it. I got it ready. And before I could even let it cool, I was sleeping. Man, I had to trick myself. I'm going to read 2 more pages and then we're going to call it a wrap. Page 88, if you're following along in the same book or not. And that's why I'm reading it. You don't have to buy the book. Pookie Puppy says, COVID tested us all in our daily walk with Jesus. Absolutely, right? Did he call you back home? Anybody here? Just a few of us here. Did y'all hit the like button? Because I only see like 2. I mean, what are you guys doing here, buddy? What are you guys doing, man? 2 likes? I'm here. We're trying to get 100 viewers to keep this going. And donations, you can donate in the... Oh, 6 likes. Thank you for the likes. 6 likes, 8 watching. So this is my time. I'm giving it to you for free. And I'm doing it for y'all. Like, I can pray alone. But I think that fellowship really helps people. And I feel like so much has happened with people out there that we need some other direction. We need some listening. We need some friends. We need some love. We need some hugs through virtual hugs and talking and reminders of what to listen to and how to think. Thanks, Walter. See, Walter was sneaky. He was over there. He didn't even say anything. Did you just get here? He's like, I see 6 likes, Dede. Love to you back. Thank you for the... Now 9. We need to get 100. I need at least 100 participants to make me feel like, it's totally worth... I mean, I do feel like it's worth it at the end of the night. But I'm like really tired, you know? If anybody has gotten any packages recently, they saw at 2 or 3 in the morning on Saturday morning, the packages labels were being made. So if you're there, if you're here, you're like, yep, she was up, you know, so you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of work to be done here to be consistent, right? Usually like to watch on my TV, can't chat, only see chat. Oh, so on your TV, so what I do when I do my TV thing like that, not that I do, but I know how to meander about that. I would have my cell phone as watching, but I wouldn't use it on my screen. I would just be using the live chat from my cell phone or my iPad or my whatever. And then I would have this TV running the whole feed, you know, so you can still chat on your phone and then watch from your TV. So I don't know if you have that. So on iPad, yep, exactly. We're right there. All right, so page 88, we're going to read this, and then we're going to read 89, and then we're going to wrap it up. So if you want to donate, you can click on, but make sure I know it's PJ Prayer Time. Just say, this is going for PJ Prayer Time. Thanks a lot. This and that. We want more, this and that. You would click on prayer session on the YouTube channel right now in the video. Turn off your live chat, or you can do this later because right now we're all up in it. This channel doesn't have donations available. So you would click on prayer session and see the description of the video. And there's links to donate. If you want to donate and say, Dede, I want more PJ Prayer Time, please let me know if this impacts you guys in a positive way, okay? Because I don't want to be wasting people's time. Okay. This one's called It Keeps You Young. Boy, we all need that, don't we? Because we don't get time back. You don't get time back. So some people, which they'll never figure out when they email me, this one lady was like, I need 2 hours of your time. Please call me. I was like, what? I was like, here's a link. If you need 2 hours of my time, I have no idea what you need, but here, book a session. If I can't answer it in a few minutes, and I'll spend 15 minutes replying to an email, but I'll say anything more, I've got to have you, I don't get my time back. And if you go, no offense, but if you take everything, all this knowledge I give you, and you go straight and just buy everything off of Amazon and Chewy's and all these places, and yeah, it's offending. Like, I wasted my time with you. Not even like a, what? No, you don't get your time back. You right now, watching this right now, you could be hanging out with your dog. You could be, maybe you need this. Maybe you learn something every time you listen to me. I don't know why you're here. You got to tell me, why are you here? Maybe you're alone. I don't know. You tell me in the comments right now, in the comments or right here in the chat, tell me, why are you here? You're supporting me, but you're also here. You have to be gaining something. If you weren't gaining something, you don't support something you don't gain from. You just wouldn't, right? If it's fun, it makes you laugh. I don't always make you laugh, but it's intense. Or PJ Prayer Time is just, camaraderie. It's a fellowship. What is it that you're here? You know what I mean? But this person was like, I need this and that. And I'm like, what? No, I wouldn't. And maybe you have to be business minded to respect someone else's time. But I know that on my level, I barely have time for my mom and my dad. So if I made time for a stranger, then my parents are like, Dede, I don't want to bother you. You're too busy. I was like, look here, what do I need to do to tell you? I will drop everything to come help you if you need help. You are my parents. Whether I'm mad at you or not, I'll still help you, right? You got a stranger over here. You're dropping everything over here. And then you know what? This COVID-19 taught me so much. Who am I dropping everything for? The wrong people, right? Reevaluate your friendships. There was a friend of mine that I've known since 1999. I saw him struggling on Facebook during COVID-19, and I saw that he was a painter. So I ordered something. Do you know he never shipped it out to me? And so we got into it. I recently was like, hey, it's been 6 months. And I said, as a business owner who's also having to go through some struggles, I didn't have to invest my money with you, but I saw that that's what you were doing for income because your regular job was shut down. And you never sent me my product. So honestly, I'd like a refund. So he argued at me at first. This is someone I've known since 1999. He argued with me first. He has my money. Okay, I paid him. But he needed more money to finish like a second one. And I said, no, I don't want you to finish anything because I'm not sending any more money because it took 6 months and I don't even have one product, let alone two. So I said, I'd like a refund. I don't want to wait for it anymore. And I don't want to keep checking for a refund. When are you going to send the refund? But the point is, and then I told him, he went back on me and said, Dede, I'm having all these problems with my relationship and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, it didn't look like that on Facebook. It looked like you were selling a lot of these things. So I was supporting you as a small business. And I said, business is business, personal is personal. So the business side, you never delivered. On the personal, I am really sorry you're going through those things. But I'm not complaining about my life, but I'm also going through some things. And I wouldn't have told you I was going through any things if not to just tell you everybody is going through something right now. But if you run your business like that, that's real bad business, my friend. And so the point is, what I'm telling you is I've known this person since 1999 and it is 2020. And I want you to sit back and really evaluate where you give your time to and where you put your money to. Are they giving it back to you? And if I've dedicated like my Sunday nights, I think this is like the fourth one now, third or fourth dedicated Sunday night, fourth one, I think, where it's like, I will give you my time. If we can get it to up to 100, that's where I'm trying to get you. We can't get to 100 if you don't share. Hey, we want a fellowship. Come with us. We need 100 for her to keep going because it's time. You don't get it back. So as this says, it keeps you young. Let's read what it says. Almost any older woman today who received this news would not be laughing, at least not in a happy way. Maybe in a nervous, gotta laugh or else I'll cry kind of way. Sarah's husband, Abraham, had seen a century go by, and she herself was not far behind. Yes, if this kind of thing had happened in today's world, you better believe that woman would be marching into her gyno's office and demanding some answers. But this child brought joy to Sarah's life. God has brought me laughter, Sarah said at the birth of her son, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. Genesis 21:6. Abraham even gave the boy a name that means he laughs, called Isaac. And I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? Isaac means he laughs. And Sarah went on to live close to 40 more years after the boy's birth. The boy seemed to be a fountain of youth for his mother. Oh, so they were together, husband and wife, I suppose. And they had a son. And the son, no offense, but I feel like in my mom's world, we aged my mom. Like, it was stressful to have children. It was stressful to raise children. It was a lot of work. She never once hired a babysitter, never once there was no babysitter all our years, ever. She was there. You know what I mean? The boy seemed to be a fountain of youth for his mother. So in this case, the boy was a fountain of youth to his mother. Surely the day of his birth was not the last day he brought her laughter. Children are like that. They can be little bundles of joy that keep spreading smiles even into their teenage years. Not me as a teen. I don't know what was going on with me, but man, I don't know if my mom was laughing very much. Of course, they can bring a lot of tears too. Okay, I didn't finish that. But somehow the laughter seems to balance it all out. Well, I hope so, because I think I was a pain in the butt to raise. Laughter in whatever form is a beautiful, powerful thing. It can take our minds off some of the hardest parts of life. It can form connections between people. Oh yeah, we've definitely formed some connections with my swimming pool episodes. It can sow seeds of peace, and it's wonderful to have a God who laughs with us, even at his own jokes, like 90-year-old new mothers. So she was 90 years old when she had Isaac. See, that's what was funny. Wow. Okay. Let me see. Let me write today. Oh, I lost that, man. Dang it. Where did it go? Here it is. Here it is. Here you guys are. I'm clicking the wrong stuff. Okay, I was getting my pen here. We're writing the date down, 9/6/2020. So this was about laughing. Laughing will keep you young. So I started trying to incorporate some laughing on my channel, and I think we needed it. I needed it. Walter says, it gives me peace hearing the word of the Lord. Thank you very much. Pookie Puppy said, found out why I don't show as a subscriber. My subscriptions are locked on private. I can't unlock. Oh, I see. Makes sense. But you figured it out. Thanks for figuring it out. Now I know you're a subscriber. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate that. AC1972. You're a member on the other channel. I appreciate that so much, man. I love your energy, and you've truly become a friend to me. Woo! Thank you so much, AC1972. You know, sometimes when I see a username, I don't associate it to, like, say, orders I've gotten on the channel, like over there. So I know AC1972 is also like Walter, right? AC1972 on My Favorite Groomer. But if you've made orders with me, it doesn't like click. Or if we've emailed back and forth together, it doesn't click. So we've got to figure out a way for us to make sure it clicks so that I recognize. You could be like, Dede, I emailed you, reminding you who my name is, okay? It just takes time. Pookie Puppy says, Dede, I'm so grateful for your time. I learned so much from you. Look forward to prayer to do you? You really look forward to PJ prayer time? Love sharing and laugh my butt off. That's freaking awesome. That's awesome, Pookie Puppy. Yeah. Valentina says, I like your energy and your positive vibe. I find your approach refreshing. I love your My Favorite Groomer channel too. Woo, woo. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And she lived 40 more years. Oh my, really, Walter? See what I'm saying? Remember that one, Walter, did you hear earlier, the first one I was reading? Not last for words. It's like, if you don't really know, you don't really want to talk about it. But I'll be like, look, I don't even know all that because I don't know it all. It might be there, but I don't know it all. I'm glad you're here to share and help me, like bring me up 20 more years. Whew. Grandma Shell, welcome. What's up? And I guess you heard what I was saying. Grandma Shell is like a big fan, just like you guys. She says, you brighten my day when you give me a chuckle. I know you do this to help us during the difficult time. Awesome. Awesome. But why are you here? To bring you, because I don't always make you chuckle here. You know what I mean? But why are you here? What is it for you? What does it do for you? Make sure you hit that like button for me, you guys. And it looks like, oh yeah, it looks like we have 9 likes. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Okay, that's great. That's where we want to be. Okay, one more page and we're doing a wrap. Patterns of redemption. If anyone sins and does, okay, I haven't been reading this part on all of them, so I'll skip it on this one. Let's go straight into the action. And I'm going to get this all wrong. Leviticus does not rank high on the favorite books of the Bible list for most people. It is a book filled with detailed regulations and instructions. Man, maybe I should read that. I do like regulations. I actually do like regulations and instructions. And David would know that because he helped me finish out a dog bicycle that we will see in action soon. And I was like, get the instructions. He's like, just let me wing it. The instructions were needed. To be fair, any book that has a section in it entitled Regulations about defiling molds is not likely to make it on most people's bedside reading stacks. But there is something very beautiful and comforting about Leviticus, and it's found in its patterns. Over and over again, the Lord gives to Moses paths of atonement for his people. He covers almost every area of sin. Okay, now I know what we're talking about. Even the area of unknowing sin. That's stuff you didn't even know that you were doing wrong, like you ate too much sugar tonight. And I keep talking about that because I'm totally changing my diet. So that diet is on my mind. Even the area of unknowing sin. So we should read Leviticus together. How about that? And for every kind of sin, he either offers a way out or is giving a warning that people would be extremely foolish not to heed, which means not to do, not to follow. Over and over, God is providing a way to restore Israel's position before him. He wants everyone to be included, so he offers multiple ways to make offerings for those who are wealthy and for the poorest among them. So just because you're poor doesn't mean you can't give to your neighbor or give to what the Jesus needs you to give, right? Over and over again, he shows that he knows us intimately. He knows what evil we will get ourselves into. He knows every detail of our daily lives. And over and over again, he reveals that he wants us even in our mess. Man, this godly Father, our Father God, he loves us through everything we do and forgives. You know, I got a lot of hash from a hater on this, but I learned this from a pastor. God doesn't say that sin. This is what I believe because that pastor said it and explained it like this. He actually doesn't say that sin, rape, is worse or better than that sin of eating too much. He actually doesn't. This pastor said it just like that. He can't. We are all his children. And so if we are all his children and he started going, well, that's a worse sin than that, then you get two, what did they used to say, a demarcans or whatever, and you get 5. God can't do that because if he did, he would love him less than him if we were judging it, right? Well, yeah, obviously rape seems way worse than overeating indulgence until you're extremely overweight. So you look at the whole thing and it hooked me. It was exactly true. It's like he has to love us all the same. So he cannot look at what he did and love him less for it, which is crazy to us because we would never do such a thing. But that guy would also never do that. That's such a thing. And he's not judging that. You know what I mean? So I agree with that. Do you agree with that? You can comment below if you agree with that or disagree with that. You can put it down below. I think we all have our own ideas, which is why God put us here to make free will. And in that free will of decisions that we make, guess what we do? We have sacrifices. And after we make free will decision to do that, or to do that, or to do that, or to do that, or to do that, then there's repercussion in those decisions. Well, I decided to overeat a lot. Well, look, I gained 40 pounds. Well, now I'm 600 pounds. Well, now I don't want to work out. And now guess what? I'm going to have a slow death because I have diabetes. I'm overweight and I don't want to exercise and da-da-da-da. There's repercussions in each decisions that we're making. Oh, that guy wants to go around raping everybody. Oh, he wants to get this and that. Oh, it turned into death now. What is he doing? Well, guess what? He got caught, this and that. He tripped over something, got caught, left his fingerprints. Now he's in jail. He's going to be in jail for da-da-da-da-da. And he has all these STDs, and you never know what's going on with that whole thing, right? He'll be messed up for life. Oh, he got life in prison for that one. Well, guess what? That's his repercussion. That's what he had to do. He had to pay the consequences for his decision making. So whatever it is with this free will, that God allowed us to have free will, he also gave us a platform to understand what sin is. And if we try to avoid sin, then we can probably get away from some of these bad things, that the repercussions that could really take us down. What decisions are you making right now that you know will have horrible consequences or could have horrible consequences after? Labor Day week in 2020, my friend, me, 20 other people, we got together, no mask, we were partying, got kicked out of college for it. What's the repercussion that you're going through right now? Me, I hope I'm not facing any, because I am like in my house with my dogs on a computer and hanging out with other people that want to just chit chat about the Lord Jesus Christ. I hope God has got my back on this one. Does he have yours? And if you haven't opened the door to Jesus Christ, please try to. Give it a crack. If you're watching this, this is a window already open for you. And now you just have to open the door. Walter says, I came in late. We're going to do a quick wrap up and a little bit of reading, and then we're out of here. Walter said, Book of Iowa. Cool. Walter, what age are you? Walter says, sorry, Book of Laws. Oh, Iowa. Lawa. Oh, that's an L. See, L and I's look the same. Did you know that? The capital I looks like an L. I don't know why they do that. They should fix it. Does it look like that? Let me see here. Yep. No, a capital L looks different. But an I and an L. Oh, see? Look, that's an I. Look, that's a capital I and then a lowercase L. Isn't that funny how they look the same? They should fix that. How would you fix that? Okay, I'm reading. Grandma Shell says, I love PJ Prayer Time. That's why I am here. Awesome. That's a man for you. No instructions, right? I have to admit, I did the same thing. I built this thing. You'll see it later on My Favorite Groomer. I built this thing and I was like, oh, this is like, it's AB. It's like ABC. And I was like, oh, I should have read the instructions. It looks like ABC, but I did miss something and I had to take it apart and put the A-1 in. Even the ABCs, just read over the directions. You will not waste time. Time is so valuable, right? You don't get it back. Gosh. Grandma Shell says, it's been 6.5 years sugar-free for me. I'm addicted to it, so had to let it go. Oh my goodness. Do I have an addiction to sugar? I'm sorry, but in my age, and you're born like in the 70s, I think you're born with sugar already running through your veins. And I can't say that my parents had any say of like, no, you can't have sugar. But listening and watching my sister raise her children, I have got to say they didn't allow her kids to have any sugar until, I don't even think that they're not like that sugar. Like apples, natural sugars, but not like candy sugars. I remember my niece saying, look, I can't eat that. That's sugar, you know? And I was like, man, if I'd have been just raised a tiny bit different, maybe I wouldn't be still eating sugar. At some point, you got to make some transitions in your life. And what I learned last night, this little quick thing I heard. You learn things that you're not supposed to learn, and then it takes years to unlearn them. But you are able to recognize them and choose to unlearn them and focus on unlearning them. And a good example is maybe the way that you have to deal with things you don't want to face. What is it that you do when you are depressed, have high anxiety, sad, lonely, all these negative things going on that you feel? What is your out? Is it sleeping more? That's not a good one. I do that. Is it eating? I could say that. I probably don't get mad and eat, but some of us do. What is it? And tell me right there, did it just hit you? Wow. I can dedicate time to unlearn the things I recognize are probably not a healthy way of doing something. Oh, so when I have conflict and I can't handle it, I go out and get crack? No, that's not what I do. But that's why we have such a crack addiction problem in our world, in the United States, because that is people's out. They don't want to face their failures. They don't want to face their family. They don't want to face their problems. They don't want to work out their problems. They have chosen to go towards something that they need to unlearn that. And something like crack, in my opinion, watching a lot of documentaries about that stuff, it's very rare to see someone be able to come out of it. It's just got such a hold on the addiction to that is got a great hold on you, you know, mentally. It's just watching have you guys seen them? These documentaries or movies about it. It just looks like if you tried it, you can never go back. It's really shocking to see that, you know? Typo, it's okay. If you murder but do not commit adultery, you are guilty of breaking the whole law, Jesus says. Like, thank you for putting that in that kind of terms. I put it like that can't be any different than this. Yeah, unfortunately, you want to be human here and judge it. Yeah, you're going to judge like, oh, you raped versus eating? Give me a break. Yeah, it looks that way, but not in God's law. God's law he can't judge his children like that. He can't say he doesn't love you more than them or less than that, right? It's crazy because we're of the earth. We are in of the earth. But of God, he has to be fair. He has to love all his children, whether they've committed adultery, whether they've committed the sin over here, murder. He's got to love us all. And if they ask for forgiveness, guess what he does? He forgives. Ariel, hey. Walter says, different font type that has the on the top but bottom character. Grandma Shell says, the Bible is God's instructional manual. I want to say I agree, but is it not true that the Bible is written in stories of what humans have written? 2 dogs in a van adventure. I'm addicted to sugar. I know. So I'm going to tell you this, what has helped me, 2 dogs in a van adventure. What has helped me in many, I don't know if you saw back some videos. 5 years ago, I was really, really in shape. I was working out 2 times a day, 1 time a day for sure, every single day. And I did that for like 5 years. I was in the greatest shape of my life. And I got burnt out working out that much, trying different gyms. I was tired of 24-hour fitness and how unclean it was. And look at what I got out of there, and now we have COVID. But 3 years later, 3 years after that, I stopped working out because then I tried Planet Fitness. If you don't have that push, then what do you have? You know, to me, I needed something else that got me out, not in my home, like working out, working from home, eating at home. Hey, you know, like it is too much at home, but you've got to find something you enjoy and love to do. So for me, on the sugar thing, what is going to help, and this sounds crazy, but if you could replace your sugar with a green healthy juice drink or green. So I have spinach, in my opinion, and you can do your own reading. Green burns fat. Green, cabbage, spinach, maybe peas, but definitely cabbage, spinach, broccoli. You're going to be burning fat just by eating it. Isn't that, you want to melt off fat? Just eat spinach. Eat 6 to 10 cups every meal, 3 times a day. Now, I know, yeah, it's insane. You have to actually, the best way to do it like that is to scarf it down after you've steamed it. Because then it's like, you take 10 cups. 10 cups is like this much. And when you steam it down, it's like a bowl. And you just take whatever you're eating, just take a bite of that. And then take a huge bite of your spinach. And I'm not kidding you. You will have the craziest energy you have ever had in your life without sugar. So if you need help, and I'm telling you, it's hard to incorporate it, is you can start off slow, or you can just do it. But you'll be at the store like every other day, because if you do 10 cups 3 times a day, man, those big boxes, the biggest one, that is 10 cups. And you're supposed to do that 3 times a day. Whew. Let me just tell you, man. Hey, what's up, Renee? I have got to say that I too, definitely probably, we've been talking about sugar quite a bit. I too can say sugar is a problem. And at my age, if I don't cut the sugar now, it will start to destroy my health even worse than what it may have already done all my life. So really, really look at your sugars. Anything that's especially not, what do I want to say, of the earth, okay? But I learn everything from all the things that I've been through and stuff. And I remember someone telling me, a pastor and a counselor, a Christian counselor, He said one thing that stuck with me was when you stop doing something, even if it's a marriage, a child, a death in the family, a child death in the family, a husband death. If anything is empty, if you stop eating sugar, if this whole line, right? If straight, just balance, or your life, and you're missing a person now, if there's a gap right there, or you stop eating a certain thing in the pattern of your eating, right? You take all sugars out. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to take all sugars out and all fat at the same time, which is what I'm going to try to do right now. And it's going to be really hard and I'm going to struggle with it. But I can try to push discipline, but I can also fail and just get back up tomorrow or the next day or whatever. You can always fail and get back up. But if you take out something, there is an emptiness there, whether it's a person or whether you're talking about a person, a relationship, whatever you take out of your life, there is an opening, whether it's food or a person, a relationship, going to school and now you're not, work, now you're not. There's a opening. And guess what creates, what is created in that opening? A vacuum. So you've got this thing going and all of a sudden now it's open and there's a vacuum. So you have got to plug that vacuum with something else. So if you're going to cut sugar, you have got to plug it with, okay, I want sugar right now, but guess what? I'm going to have to stuff my mouth with spinach. I mean, it's going to be like crazy and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's 10 p.m. and I'm eating spinach. But you are going to feel so good. Spinach makes you feel so good. Okay, enough of that. But what I mean is, I hope you heard me. If you are going to cut anything out of your life, you have got to know that what it's going to be replacing it. Immediately, you have got to plan for it. I'm going to cut sugars. I'm going to replace it with spinach. I'm going to cut fat. I'm going to replace it with a juice cleanse, detox drink. Every time you would have something fatty, you need to have that. You need to replace it. I'm going to incorporate exercise, but guess what? It takes up a pocket of time. Twice a day? Well, guess what? That's going to mean my PJ prayer time has to be shorter. You know, like you have got to give and take. Okay, let's read through. Valentina says, I eat or shop. 2 dogs and a van adventure. I'm addicted to sugar. I think I just went through that one. Okay, let me scroll up. Sugar goes to the opiate receptors in the brain. That's why it is so addictive. Gosh, man. So we don't realize we're addicted to sugar. And let me just tell you, when you try to stop drinking something with sugar, this and that coffee that's so good with sugar in it, or milk and sugar and caramel and whipped cream and all this stuff, if you try to stop drinking that and you've been on it regularly, you're going to have mood swings, irritation, maybe anxiety too. Like you don't want to give it up. So you're just constantly struggling with yourself, which gives you a headache. I mean, you're going to just go through some stuff, withdrawal, and then you're going to crash and you're going to go get something. You're going to start it over. But I want you to just have discipline and remember this, like, I just crashed, but I need to get back on track tomorrow. That's the only sugar I'm having today. I need to get back on track tomorrow. It's just like quitting smoking. You are going to crash. You're going to come downhill. You're going to go up. You're going to go down. And then eventually you're going to hopefully level off and go stop. And it's going to be like, okay, I can actually let go today. But your body's chemicals are going to be telling you and challenging you. A headache, withdrawal, too tired, too no energy. So guess what? You take sugar out, get your spinach intake. You're going to get so much energy from green vegetables, spinach, broccoli, or cabbage. I know, I'm not your dietitian, okay? Just finished with police. Someone broke my motion light in the back of the house. Interesting. What you got back there, girl? Don't tell me, but what you got back there, somebody might want. Somebody's eyeballing something and they'll be back. If they didn't get it this time, I think they'll be back. You need to firm it up. Put a double lock on that back door. Make sure things are secure. You might be just letting the dogs out and all of a sudden that person's out there. You don't want them to come striving in into your back door. Break a window and come in. Okay, Me and You Gaming says, the Bible is God's story but washed 50,000 times. It could be very interesting how things... So I don't... No offense, but this is me. I don't believe 100% of everything. So I'll take it as a grain of salt. I will level it out. I will think it over, mull it out, and then I'll understand what God wants of me, and I'll do my best, you know? AC 1972, oh no, 2 dogs, and what in the world? I know, that's just the motion detection. So that means that they wanted that light out. So if the light's out now, what's happening tonight? You need to have all your lights on tonight. You make me worrying about you, girl, right now. Walter says, yes, God loves us equally. He sent Jesus to die for us all, whether or not we did what or what, right? AC 1972, I do a lot of yard work to get outside, gives me exercise and clears my mind. Okay, well, everyone, let's try that out if you can. You don't have yard work, and honestly, I realize that if I plant anything else ever in my house or around my house, I need to build a greenhouse first. Because I have killed so many things by too lazy to water every night, too hot, 110 degrees, 4 days in a row. That'll burn up the leaves on a freaking butterfly. I mean, it's too hot. Nothing survives. And so I realized the other night, I was like, maybe if I had, a greenhouse, then nothing would burn like that. It would be hot, but it would be doing that humidity thing. I'm tired of killing these plants. Renee says, I need my sugar. I can't afford to lose any more weight. Sorry, late to the party. Renee, she is pretty, I think you're 80 pounds? Oh my goodness. I could twirl her on my finger like, brrr. I'm like, what is she doing over there? Eat more protein. Tuna. Okay, don't do too much tuna. I just read, I was like, wow, we can't even have that much tuna. It's got too much mercury in it. Get yourself some protein, girl. 2 dogs in a van adventure. Unfortunately, I am on blood thinners and dark leafy greens is a no-no. Are you kidding me right now? All that talk about that? You could have told me like an hour ago. You're on blood thinners? Well, you don't have to say it, but is it blood thinners or because have you had a heart attack? Or stroke? Is that why? You can tell me on the side. You got my email. Pookie Puppy says, my dogs eat healthier than me. That's what I'm saying. I started, you know what? I was like, I'm doing fresh food. I'm doing a mix right now until I get over the dry, and then I'm probably going to move into straight fresh. We'll see how their tummies do. If their tummies don't like stuff, I kind of pull back. Because Faith has a really sensitive tummy, and kind of Brownie does too. But since I've had the time to really watch what I'm feeding them, you know what? I believe it. Like kibble for their whole life, I don't think that's great. But hey, some dogs I've been grooming, they're on kibble their whole life. One dog, Duke, the Schnauzer I talk about sometimes, he was on Old Roy his whole life. And I remember pet sitting for them, and I had to clean up after them, the poo. And I was like, these are some raunchy, nasty poos, just ugh. And there is a difference between a healthy, good poo and a nasty, raunchy, crap quality dog food poo. There is a huge difference. I know we're not supposed to go I'm just telling you. He lived a long time, but if they continued doing that with the second pet, Drake has had so many urinary problems and bladder problems, and just so they've been to the vet so many times, and it makes you wonder what's he eating? And I said, what's he eating? Food for thought. So Duke lived for 15 to 18, anything less than 10, eating crappy food, but being home more and being able to really take the time and invest in it. I gotta say, I don't want my dogs eating kibble. I can see it. They should eat food from the earth, Okay, we'll be here all night if I keep going like this. We're going to do a little bit more reading on the live chat, and then I'm going to go over to history of Labor Day, because David was like, what is Labor Day, And not necessarily like that, but do y'all even know what Labor Day is? I mean, I may have known a long time ago, but I was like, this is about the people who work the hardest. So I thought I'd read it just a tad bit before we say goodnight about Labor Day. What did Pookie Puppy say? Yeah, exactly. Our dogs eat healthier than even my kibble has papaya and kale in it. I mean, I got the best of the best. You know why? Because if that means that I had to pay a little extra, I'm just testing it, because I'll be able to know now. I'll be able to know as I continue going through dogs, as they pass away on me, and I'm paying attention and analyzing everything I do, whether that changed anything from the first 2 pets I had to these 2, now 3, these pets. Did it change their lifespan? And that is what I want to gain, is extra time with my dogs. I want them here not 13 years, but 18 years. not 18, but 20. Whatever I can do and study as I do it is really why I am feeding them better than I kind of feed myself. But it should be an example every time I prepare their meal. Tuna, breast meat, peas, carrots, apples, mangoes, as I prepare their food, it's like, I should be eating the exact same thing. I should be making myself a plate. You know what I mean? Everyone fails, but it's the getting back up and keep trying it the most important thing. Absolutely. Callie is doing well. As far as let me see. I might be able to read something she wrote me here. Let me see what she wrote. It's been a minute, but she did check in with me when she got home from the hospital. She has been on mandatory 2-week quarantine from the hospital. She has sent me a picture of her smiling. I think it would be okay to share, but since she's not here to say yes or no, I'm afraid to see how far I can go with it. So I'll wait for that. And let me see where you at, girl. That's how many text messages I have? Goodness. Oh, maybe I'm looking for the wrong name here. Okay, here we go. I don't know if I should read this. She's been watching the PJ Prayer Time later. So she's like I think she's sleeping a lot. Oh, I haven't replied to her last one. There's so much to talk about here. So she just let me know. She's doing well. She's smiling. I haven't heard from her in a couple days. I think she just celebrated a birthday. Not sure. But we will pray for her tonight and just have her in your prayers that she will go through that quarantine at home. She's back at home and just heal up for us, right? Thanks for asking about her. Hopefully she'll see the live chat when she does a replay. Me and You Gaming says, remember when we ate all that spinach and it was just like drinking a coffee, but without the crash? Yeah, it is so. Who said 2 dogs and a van adventure? Try to figure out what you can have then, because if you can't have greens, and why can't you? Man, I just don't want to ever take blood thinners. That's why I'm like, I need to get my sugar down, man. Yes, the detox is the worst. Wow. Sugar and salt is found in so many foods. Yeah, stuff we don't make it ourselves. So check this out. I've been doing a bit of fresh food for my dogs. Not Fresh Pet, which is a new dog food that's fresh, but fresh, just straight up chicken, no salt, no this, no vitamin stuff, no added vitamins and this and that and stuff you can't even pronounce. And I read the Fresh Pet and I was like, wow, that's the best way to get salmon, right? For Brownie, he's real allergic to chicken. He can't do a little chicken, he will vomit. So I was like, this is a more inexpensive way to do the salmon that I need to do for him. But I was like, man, look at all the ingredients on that thing. So when I make it at home, I don't add all that stuff. It does make you wonder, right? Sugar and salt is put in everything to give it flavor and make it last longer and all that stuff. So what if you just ate clean too? You will have more energy than the coffee could ever provide you if you just clean up your diet. Yeah, when my knees feel like they're gonna buckle, I know it's time to go inside, right? They can take my, okay, hold on. It moved. Oh, you guys can see now what's going on, right? It'll skip up. They can take my broken patio furniture. Don't have anything else back there. What are they up to though? They might just be trying to break in. Please get yourself safe, okay? Make sure you're safe. Tuna. Okay, I read last night, like eating too much tuna can ruin your organs because there's so much mercury. So be careful with your tuna intake. That's a learning one for me. I was like, man, Renee's like, I'm 100 pounds. Exactly. I gotta spin her like this. Most dogs she does work on are 150 pounds. Can you imagine this? That dog might knock her over and she's got these horses. Oh no. She needs a step stool, step stool and a jump up. Okay, you guys, we're about to do a wrap up. I appreciate you guys. My standard poodle is 53 pounds. Oh my goodness. And Renee's at 100. That's not very far behind. No, it interferes with it due to the high but K in the greens. I don't know what that means. Some diets affect people with health issues and medications very badly. Cost of living also can limit someone on healthier choices. Amen to that. But you can get a bundle at farmer's market, a bundle of spinach, and just get them to start regrowing. And then you just cut and it grows and cut and it grows. And it's just going to grow like grass. Oh, Grandma Shell, on my website, you can go, the only dog food that I carry is Timberwolf. And it is one of the only ones I've ever found that has what I prefer in my dog's diet. Papaya, kale, blueberries, strawberries, that is all inside the kibble. Now, you can go look up how kibble's made. It's dried out all the way down, right? So it becomes a kibble. But it's still got all those fantastic ingredients. And I'm not trying to sell it to you right now, but if you're going to buy it, please go shop with me. It's best when I put it on there, but it's best to get a 24-pound bag or a bigger pound bag because it'll last so long. And then that's the kind of thing that we do, right? We feed kibble and it lasts so long, but you're an ice food. We don't buy food that lasts that long. I can't wait to see how long Faith, Saki, and Brownie live, because then I will really know, because what my other dogs, Suey and Duke, were eating, they had to eat like science diet because Suey had irritable bowel disease. And I found that out because he almost died when he was like 4 years old. His intestines almost shriveled up and became nothing. When my friend from high school, she was a senior and I think I was a freshman, she ended up being the veterinarian that worked on Suey. And I believed her, and I believed her honesty, that she told me when she cut open into Suey, because he wouldn't stop vomiting for months. So, I mean, for a little while, you're like, okay, something's wrong. Let's change this. Let's change that. But no, 2 months into it, it's like, okay, now we got a little bit of blood in the vomit. We've got to change something. So we had immediately endoscopy surgery to find out what was going on in the inside. And that ended up being irritable bowel disease for a dog, which she says if you'd waited any longer, it looks like his whole intestines would have shriveled up and he would have just died from it. So we had to change his diet to a science diet, prescription diet, which I don't love science diets ingredients today, but he was on that. And then Duke just started following. So knowing that they died 13 years, 15 years, now I get to study it with my new dogs, my current dogs. So if you want to get Timberwolf, is it Timberwolf or am I just my head somewhere else? But it's the only dog food I think I have on there. Walter says, I think it was I acted to give factory workers a day off during the industrial age. Exactly. My dogs love their vegetables and fruits. Me too. They melt. Yeah, that's, to me, is a healthy weight, since some doodle are overweight and can be 100 pounds easy. Sure. Okay, let's wrap it up. Yeah, my horse is like 1,500 pounds. Oh my gosh. And they do act like puppy dogs. What is Labor Day? So I want you guys to hear me out. We're going to cover Labor Day, but I just want you and me, I want you to hear me ask you to just bunker down. And if I'm wrong, guess what? I'm wrong. But if I'm right, then you'll be like, I was glad she kind of put that in my head. So bunker down. Tonight's video is called Bunker Down. Why? I feel like we're going to really have a bad Christmas. That's just my gut feeling. And I've been saying this since March. And I told David, we're going to have a bad Christmas. Get ready. And I haven't stopped saying it. And I'm not wishing for a bad Christmas, but I have just seen how we have been playing everything out. But that gut feeling of like, we've had no true cut down of things and habits. Yeah, we've been locked down. Yes, a lot of people lost their jobs. But we have been protesting. We've been on the streets. We've been in groups. We've been partying. We went for parties on Labor Day. We went for parties on Memorial Day. There was another thing that we went partying for. Now we're about to get out there and vote. Like we're constantly surrounding ourselves, if you haven't noticed, in huge groups, which they keep asking us not to. So, in my opinion, in my mind, and deep within my soul, I'm telling you, bunker down. Get ready to bunker down. Another full bunker down for yourselves. If you've been bunkering down already, Get ready for this next ride. If I'm wrong, I'm glad I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm giving you just a little tip. Bunker down. Go ahead, stock up on a few things, just like it was going to start all over like March. Just like that. But just in case, just get your stock up before anybody else panics. Get your toilet paper, get your paper towels, be ready to go through 3 or 4 months, ride it out without worrying too much about certain things that you might need. Pack up on some canned food. I want you to really just bunker down. There's only me and you. I mean, what is it? 8 people, 9, 10 people? I'm not even telling the world this. They might not even see this. But between me and you, my closest of the closest, right now, September 6, 2020, colleges just opened up. Schools just opened up. Mini schools just opened up. We're about to vote. We're about to do that. People partied again Labor Day. Right now, 4 weeks from now is like Halloween. We're going to do it for Halloween. We're going to do all these things. We're going to have all these parties. Florida was packed. Hawaii hasn't seen these numbers in flights from this entire COVID. They opened up, United Airlines opened up way more flights to go to Hawaii. And they still, look, I live in half in Hawaii. Look, they still have to do a 2-week quarantine as soon as you land in Hawaii. Or you get arrested in Hawaii. They're not playing with you. I don't know how they're controlling it, but check it out. That's what they're doing. So now you pay, like, just look at it. If I can help you just a little bit, bunker down and get ready. Okay. Just bunker down and get ready. Have what you need at the house. Get some Band-Aids, get what you need. And if it ends up being a really, really bad winter, you're going to be like, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did that. We all went shopping on Monday, right? We all went shopping and packed stuff up on Monday, but get ready for December. History of Labor Day. Labor Day, what it means. Labor Day, the first Monday in September, is a creation of the labor movement and is dedicated to the social and economic achievements of American workers. It constitutes a yearly national tribute to the contributions workers have made to the strength, prosperity, and well-being of our country. The founder of Labor Day, I'm going to skip a little bit here. More than a century after the first Labor Day observance, there is still some doubt as to who first proposed the holiday for workers. So David, you asked, what is Labor Day? I'm like, it's the day for workers, the people who work hard. It's true. Laborers. What do you think of a laborer? We're all laborers, aren't we? But when I think of laborers back then, I'm thinking of like the coal mines, hard labor jobs. And I could be wrong, but that's what I think of. Some records show that Peter J. McGuire, General Secretary of the Brotherhood of Carpenters, right, and Joiners, and a co-founder of the American Federation of Labor, was first in suggesting a day to honor those whom from rude nature have delved and carved all the grandeur we behold. Poogie Puppy, there's only like 10 of us here. But she's right. Don't hoard. You know what? When everyone went out for toilet paper, I did not. I had enough of what I personally needed for my household, and I did not go out in March for toilet paper. I waited until March, April, I think May, and the first bundle of toilet paper I got was on a dead aisle, an empty aisle at Walgreens, and I just got a 4-pack. Just something to put in my closet because I was still kind of okay. Then, as I saw the shelves kind of filling up, like Costco and other places, I was like, okay, it looks like there's a lot here. I'll grab one. But I don't even want that much in my house. I don't have room as it is. I know, Renee, we had a 18-wheeler with toilet paper that got in an accident. But Pokey Puppy, there's only like 10 of us here. I hope, I don't think all of us are like that, but you never know. But if someone else watches it, great. But if something went down again, we would be facing the same thing. But Peter McGuire's place in Labor Day history has not gone unchallenged. Many believe that Matthew McGuire, a machinist, see what I was telling you, like laborers, like the sweaters, the gut and sweat of our country, laborers creating metal, builders creating cars, welders and wood cutters, carpenters, electricians, like hot, sweaty laborers. That's what I picture here. The people building the telephone poles and wiring the entire country and cutting wood to lay railroads. And right? That's what I think. So tomorrow is Labor Day. So that is what Labor Day is. If you've forgotten, I hope this reminds you what Labor Day is. Those of you guys who have come in tonight, maybe switched out, came and went, be sure to hit the like button. Trudy, thanks for joining us. You missed a whole lot, so I hope you go back and rewatch the video. Make sure you hit the like button. Share the video, as we only want to keep doing this if we get to 100. Maybe I should give myself a deadline. After 15, I need to be at 100. We need to make this like 100 viewers, 15 PJ prayer times, and that makes me go, okay, I did this 15 Sundays straight. Where are you guys at? Did we get enough viewers? We need 100 viewers each time we come out. So let's work on that together. How about it? That means you have to share, invite, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your Facebook, whatever. That just means you have to tell people. Email your friends. This is the link. Hey, next Sunday, she usually comes on right around 8:30, 9:30. Come out with us. We want to get to 100 viewers. If you need somebody who needs prayer or a session together, come hang out with us. All right. If anything is heavy on your heart, just let it go. If you got a lot on your mind, give it to God. At this time of night, here in Texas anyway, there is absolutely nothing that we can do about any problems or stresses. If you cannot rest your head and you're trying to, flip over your pillow. Adjust your body. Breathe. Get out of bed and stretch. Drink some water. Clear your mind. Lord Jesus Christ, we ask you to come into our hearts and our minds. Prepare us for what is up and coming. This COVID-19 has definitely shaken our world, shaken our nation, shaken different countries across the planet. You keep reminding us, you keep giving us clues, you keep telling us and guiding us into what we should do, and some of us just want to do our own thing. You've given us free will to make those decisions, and you've also given us free will to not make those decisions. So some of us, we're spending our second Saturday night on a Labor Day weekend, here together, quietly, peacefully, fellowshipping, talking about life, things, the holiday. Some of us are sad. Some of us need something, need each other, need more. I value everyone's time here. I value my own. But thank you for letting me have this time to fellowship and to just talk about you. Encouraging others to come to you, maybe talk to you, but definitely pray with you. Each of us have our own prayers way deep that maybe we haven't told anybody. Things that need to surface, need to be discussed. It is in our own way that we will bring that to you. But maybe if I've given them the window to open it up, then they have someone to share it with in those dark and lonely moments when it is only them and you. The earth is going through a cleansing right now. And I don't want to be cleansed. I don't want to be cleansed away with death. I don't mean it like not cleansed, but I don't want death to come to me right now. I'm not ready for that. So I've chosen to be disciplined in what I do and how I do it. Whether I'm wearing a face mask, wearing eye gear, wearing a face shield, staying home 90% of the time, working less than half than I was doing before so I can keep people safe. Whatever that choice is I've made, I hope it is the one you want me to make. Let others know that their decisions affect other people. We can all pick up this sickness very easily just by talking amongst each other. And we wouldn't even know it until it was too late. Those of us who have gone through losses, have a heavy heart on many things, just help us and guide us. Because we don't know what to do. We're kind of searching for that answer as we go through our days, God. My friends here who have come here, in happiness and some in sadness, thank you for them, their support, their time, their contributions in every which way, whether it's time or money. We couldn't do this without each other. We wouldn't be here without each other. Watch over our friends who are gone through surgery, Callie, and other folks who I know who have lost their pets. Their pets are ill. And anything that we are all struggling with, know that you are not alone. God Almighty, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus Christ walk with you, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. You are never alone. Don't let the devil seep in. And sometimes he's thrifty and sneaky, quiet and on his tiptoes. You just pull out your armor of God. In Jesus' name, amen. Breathe it out. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for praying with me. I don't know, when I open my eyes, things are clearer. Are they clearer when you do it? Do you close your eyes when you pray? Comment below. When we're praying here, do you close your eyes? And when you open your eyes, it's so clear. So it's like we almost, what's the feeling? And then I'm going to let you go. I feel like we were in the circle together. We were holding hands. Our spirits were connected. And then to come out of it refreshed. Like almost we could just keep going. It's pretty interesting. Gosh, if I had more time, it's been an hour? I can't rush this. It just goes in its own time. I'm like, I got 20 minutes for you tonight. And we just do our own thing. And it's just, wow, it's so cool. I don't know if you feel that way. Do it. And I don't know if you're smiling as much as I am. I just feel golden. I feel enlightened and happy and refreshed. Are you not connecting to God every night? And you're not going to bed feeling like this? Boy, we got some work to do. All right, y'all. Yes, Walter, what a great way. The Lord recharges us. Renee says, yes, I do. It makes me feel lighter and sleep better. Also makes me next day a better day. Do we need to do this nightly? God, can I afford it? Time-wise, can I afford it? Sleep? I don't know. I appreciate you all more than you know. Those of you who donated offline in the chat, close out the chat, the description of the video, click on the name of the video. If you're on your iPad or whatnot, or your cell phone, click on the name of the video. That's the actual description. And then you'll see some links you can donate. Let me know. It's for PJ Prayer Time. If you want to donate, so that make sure we keep doing this, let me know. But yes, thank you who donated your time. Thank you for being here, hitting the like button. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. God be with you. And never, ever feel alone. I know it's really hard to think about and say, and you're sitting around, I'm freaking sitting in my room and no one else is here. I started to forget. Sometimes I do that, like, no one else is here. No, God's here. Jesus Christ is here. He's watching over me, but no one else is here. No human is physically in here. You are not alone. And when you're struggling, give it to God. And how hard is that, or how easy is it? It's really hard. You're sitting here contemplating whatever it is. You have to go, I give it to God. And if you have to repeat yourself 1,000 times to fall asleep on, I give it to God, I give it to God, I give it to God. But pray about it. Include it in our prayers, because prayers, in my opinion, are super strong. The more prayers you can get on any subject or topic, the more I think the strength is built up to make it happen. Whatever that prayer is for you. Good night. Have a good night. And we'll see you next time. Make sure you get your team involved. Say, hey, we're doing this PJ Prayer Time Sunday night. Love you guys. Have a good one. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Good night.